Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that we're about to cover should strike some memories from you, should bring some information to light that you need to know about, because it turns out that the Treasury Department, underneath Janet Yellen, is allegedly tracking people in their purchases through use of MCC codes. Does that sound very familiar? We're going to break it all down right now. Everything that you're going to need to know is right down there in the description box. Of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. And this is something, guys, that you all need to know about. And please send this one out, because this is so nefarious, and there are so many strings going back months of what we've covered. I'm going to try to tie it all together right now. So let's dive into the article we're going to cover. Check this out. This is run through ground.news, all right? New gun rights group urges senators to press Yellen over Treasury targeting gun transactions. Now, Ground News shows you the ownership, the media conglomerate from the Murdoch family. It's mixed factuality, and it's to the right. That's because it includes, obviously, opinion pieces. Now, if you dive into this a little bit further, look at what we can do in a related topic through Ground.News. So we can look at this story on former President Trump winning the Nevada caucuses has been covered more than 150 times by different sources so far, including 24% that are left-leaning, while only 21% that are right-leaning. As we scroll down, you can see a different myriad of sources and articles. For example, right there from Trib Today, you've got Donald Trump wins Nevada Republican caucuses after being the only one there. Then you go to the Conservative Brief. Trump responds after winner of Nevada caucuses is announced. You can tell that the different title construction is leading to a different implication. Now, there's a link in the description box below. You can go to ground.news/Langley. You can get for about $1 a month or 30% off the Vantage subscription. Like I said, link right down there, and thank you so much to them for sponsoring this content. All right, my brothers and sisters, let's get into this. We have got to dredge up some memories from the past. Okay. I mentioned to you MCC codes. Those are merchant codes, okay? Similar to what credit card companies and banks want to classify gun purchases as. Sound familiar? All right, let's get it. I'm going to tie it all together. Gun rights group urges senators to press Yellen, who is the Treasury Secretary, over Treasury targeting gun transactions. Now, GOA alleges the Treasury Department is abusing gun owners' privacy by monitoring firearms transactions. That would be a bit of a problem. But before we even get into the details of how another government agency directly underneath the executive bureaucracy is collecting data on us, let's go back about a year when we had a massive victory against the international codes that will be used from Amex, credit card companies, bank companies, for any time you purchase guns or ammunition. You remember that little nougat? Well, the entire thing started when Democratic senators, including the likes of Elizabeth Warren, sent letters to the International Commission asking for merchant codes, and anytime that you purchase a gun or ammo, it would be flagged with these codes. That was the entire thing, and it got a huge uproar, and we stopped it right in its tracks. It was a massive victory. Well, wouldn't you know it, they got stopped, and here comes the Treasury Department. Oddly enough, underneath the White House and the executive branch. Odd how all these things tie together, isn't it? Check this out. A gun rights group, this is GOA, representing over 2 million members and activists, is urging senators to grill Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen on alleged privacy violations committed by her department. Yeah, you think? Let's keep going. Yellen is set to testify before the Senate Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committee on Thursday in a letter sent ahead of her testimony. Gun Owners of America requests that committee lawmakers press the secretary on recent revelations that federal investigators asked banks to search and filter customer transactions for terms related to the firearm industry. Now, I'm going to skip a few of the little segments of what they said. The article is linked right down there. But I want to hit on something really key because this is incredibly important. Look at the tail end of this little snippet. Fox News Digital previously reported that the Treasury Department's Office of Stakeholder Integration and Engagement in the Strategic Operations of the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, that's a title, distributed materials to financial institutions that outline typologies of various persons of interest and provided the banks with suggested search terms and merchant category codes for identifying transactions on behalf of federal law enforcement. Well, before I show you the codes and the terms, again, I'm trying to tie together previous actions that senators put on private organizations to get MCC codes to classify purchases and track your purchase data. And all of a sudden, an executive bureaucracy, the Treasury Department, is now trying to do the exact same thing with the exact same language. Do you think that's a coincidence? They want their pound of flesh. They got stopped on the private, and now they're going public. Check this out. These are the codes that they used. Guys, there is nothing about this that is coincidental. Financial institutions were told to look for transactions with terms including Trump and MAGA, as well as Biden, Kamala, Antifa, White Power, Camp Auschwitz, Proud B, I assume that's Proud Boys, stormed the Capitol, Groyper Army, Threepers, Boogaloo, Civil War, Last Sons, Kill, Shoot, Gun, Death, Murder, Pelosi, Schumer, and Pence. FinCEN also provided banks with suggested terms and merchant category codes for the firearm industry, including GOA partners like AR15.com, Browning Arms Company, Glock, 6 Sauer, Sturm, Ruger, and others. So anytime you search or purchase anything from those companies, you're getting flagged through an MCC code because you could be a threat to the system? How much BS do you want to throw out there? Again, I would like to draw attention back that they tried this through the Democratic senators on the private sector through letter campaigns and pressure campaigns to get these same codes. They got stuffed on the private, they went public. Janet Yellen should be grilled on this because if she did this, that means there's more Biden White House pressure on gun owners and Second Amendment advocates. This is unconstitutional. This is, in my opinion, I can't say criminal because that's not my place. I don't think it's nice. And now I got one more thing for you. Quote, banks were told to look for transactions involving 5 or more distinct and different merchants or vendors involving the suggested terms that we mentioned earlier, and an aggregate purchase totaling $2,500 or more using suggested MCC codes. $2,500 is actually less than what they wanted to do prior. It was $5,000 prior. Now it's $2,500. And a number of transactions involving the provided terms greater than 50% of the total number of transactions by that customer, and an aggregate purchase amount at the MCC codes greater than 50% of total purchases by the customer. So you're being sifted out and data and flagged and all these things through MCC codes, of which the private companies decided not to do. Well, now the Treasury Department is telling banks what to do and how to do it through the exact same use of the exact same MCC codes. You think this is a coincidence? Yeah, I say she gets grilled all right. Everything will be linked in the description box below. I can't wait to hear from you guys on this one. And, of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. And I will see you on the next one.